Finally, press the Start key to continue. The 34788 will automatically run a 5-minute vacuum to clear all the air out of the system in preparation for the next step in the setup procedure, filling the unit's internal tank with refrigerant. The burping noise heard during this process indicates air is being purged from the system, and this is normal. After the vacuum pump shuts off, connect the unit's fill hose to the liquid connector on a full source tank of R134A refrigerant. Open the valve on the tank to supply refrigerant to the machine. Install the source tank by securing it to the 34788 with a tank strap. Press the Start key to begin filling the ISV with refrigerant. Add at least 8 pounds, or 3.6 kilograms, to ensure enough refrigerant is available for charging. After about 15 to 20 minutes, the unit stops when a sufficient amount of refrigerant has been transferred to the internal tank, or when the source tank is empty. When the fill process is complete, the 34788 will automatically clear the system of refrigerant. After it's finished, you may press any key to exit the setup procedure. The Robinair Cooltech 34788 is now prepped and ready for action, ready to give you years of the trouble-free service and reliability you've come to expect from Robinair. Now let's see an example of a technician performing a complete AC service using the Robinair Cooltech 34788's fully automatic function. The individual functions of recovery, vacuum, recycling, leak testing, and recharging may also be performed individually or skipped during the fully automatic operation at the discretion of the technician. Specific instructions for performing or omitting these functions can be found in the user manual. In our example, we'll be using a 34788 that has the optional vehicle database installed. It'll be programmed to perform a fully automatic AC service while omitting the leak test. It should be noted here that it's a very good idea to always test the vehicle's refrigerant for purity and content before connecting the Cooltech 34788 to the AC system. We recommend using a tool like this Robinair 16910 refrigerant identifier. This identifier will be highlighted in the accessory section later in this video. First, connect the high and low side service hoses to the AC system and open the coupler valves on the hoses. Now program the operation of the 34788 by pressing the automatic button on the keypad. The unit asks if a refrigerant recovery is needed. Press the No key to skip the recovery cycle. Press Yes to accept. The unit then asks if a leak test is needed. Press No to skip the leak test. Press Yes to accept. We'll be skipping the leak test in our example. The 34788 will then ask if a charge is needed. Press No to skip the charge cycle. Press Yes to accept. Next, if the optional vehicle database is installed, the machine will ask if you wish to look up data in it. Select Yes, and then the menu key to move into the database. Use the up-down arrows to navigate to the correct year. In our example, we're servicing a 2004 Dodge Neon SXT. Press Yes to select the year. Now use the same technique to select the make and model of the vehicle. The 34788 vehicle database will display the required amount of refrigerant to be recharged. Accept the required charge amount by pressing Yes, or type in a desired charge amount using the number keys and then press Yes. Finally, the display shows an overview of all the tests that were selected. Here we've programmed a fully automatic recovery and recharge while omitting the leak test. If we had accepted a leak test, it would be shown on this list too. Now press Yes to begin the automatic sequence. You should know that if a high side charge has been selected before charging, the automatic sequence will pause and beep for 30 seconds to allow the user to inject oil if desired. You will find specific instructions on this procedure in the user manual. After the recovery function is complete, the display will read Draining Oil, signifying that 34788 is draining the oil that was removed from the AC system. After the oil is drained, the unit will give you the option to inject oil. If you need to inject oil, press the Yes key to go to the Inject Oil submenu. If you're not injecting oil, either press the No key or allow the machine to time itself out. When the sequence is complete, the display shows the amount of refrigerant that was recovered and charged. After clearing the hoses, close the high side coupler valve and remove the high side service hose from the AC system. Now start the vehicle and turn the AC on maximum power. Return to the machine and press Yes to allow the service hoses to equalize. Once the hoses equalize, disconnect the low side service hose. Now press the Start key and the 34788 will finish clearing the hoses of any remaining refrigerant.